ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 24, verse number 27, verse number 5. So these are prayers of Indra to Bhagavan Sri Krishna after he has offended him and his devotees by sending heavy rain and hailstorm in Raja here. So on advice of Brahmaji, he came accompanied by Surabhi cow, and he approached Krishna, who was sitting near Govardhan alone by himself. So we read that. So the question about the word Surabhi. Surabhi is also used for fragrant objects. Surabhi Chandanam, Nyaya, remembered later on its common word Surabhi Chandan, fragrance sandalwood. So there is a Rav Dhatu, Rav Rabhasya, which means beautiful. So Surbhi also means beautiful, or it can mean that she gives milk which is fragrant. But Surbhi is both a generic word for a cow in general and also specific cow which came here. And there are many stories about Surbhi.
So Su, Rav, different meaning than Sur, Ba, different meaning.
Yeah. So in the previous verse, Indra said that, "O Deva," speaking to Krishna, that your body is not material, it is transcendental, made of Vishuddha Sattva, which is free from Rajas and Tamas, and there is no contact of any ignorance in it. So that's what we read. If there is any question before we start. So now he is continuing. He says, Kutonu tadhetavad isha tatakrita lobhadayo ye abhudalinga bhavaha tathapi dandam bhagavan bibharti dharmasya guptai khala nigrahaya. So he says that since you are free from Maya and you don't have any flow of gunas, guna pravaha. So he says, Kuto nu tad hetavaha. So then where is the possibility that you will have the cause of various bodies caused by these gunas? And tatkrita lobhadeo, and then gunas give rise to greed, anger, etc. So he says, then where is the possibility of that? This is the Kamatik Nyaya. And ye abudhalinga bhava. So these are the signs of ignorance. All these anger, greed, lust, delusion, they are the sign, because avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha start from avidya, kam, karma, are products of ignorance. So certainly they do not exist. So that means your anger is not actually anger. That's what he is trying to say. Because Krishna may be angry, why did you do this? So he says that you cannot be angry like that. So tathapi dandam bhagavan bibharti, but then why do you punish, why do you hold danda, or the rod of chastisement? So it says dharmasya guptai khala nigrahaya, for two reasons: to protect dharma and to control, to restrain the wicked. So it is very important that anybody who has to rule has to have power to restrict certain people who do not follow or cause disturbance. That's why in the state there is law, there is police, there is prison, court. This is for khala nigrahaya. All this arrangement, every state has this, every country has police, every country has court, every country has prison. So this is to punish the khala, the wicked people. And dharma guptyai, that part is missing in the society, but here dharma can be understood as protecting the ethical, moral, or those people who follow the law. So government also gives protection to them. But here the word dharma is used, those who follow the injunction of the Shastra. So dharma se Prabhuva Achyuta. So Achyuta Krishna, he is the source of dharma. Dharmam to Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam is propagated by him. So he protects it. So he himself says that Paritrana sadhanam vinasa cha dushkritam. So protecting sadhus means protecting dharma. So that is, Indra says that that's why you also hold danda. That is the purpose. So it is not that you do it out of anger or out of some personal motive, but for maintenance of the society. So commentary by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Atha kamutik nyayena aha kuta iti. So he is using the 40-year principle. And it means since you do not have guna pravaha, and do not have any flow of material gunas in your body, therefore you do not have the cause for more bodies. Our bodies are products of gunas, and they give rise to more bodies. Body leads to body, like a seed, because body creates karma, avidya, kam, karma, and karma manifests body. So he says that is not in your case. So that's why he says kuta iti. Nubho isha, O Lord, yadi tav gun pravahe jighrikshapi nasti tarhi kutastasya gun pravahasya hetuvo gunhasya. So earlier Agrahananubandha, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti has commented on that word, that it means that he does not have the desire to have any of these gunas, because he asked that okay, you are free from them, but maybe you want to just play with them, kautuk vashat, just out of fun. So he says no, you do not have any interest in them. So therefore, where is the possibility that you will have these gunas or the bodies which are products of gunas? Tatkrita guna pravaha kare bhuta lobhadayascha ye abhudasya lingam chinnam bhavyanti utpadayanti. And then where is the question of the products of these gunas in the form of greed, etc., which are seen as the symptoms of ignorant people. Means those people who are enamored by body, sense objects, then they manifest these qualities. Nanu tarhi katham tvan karvan. So then Krishna asked the question that if I do not have anger, if I do not have the flow of these gunas, then why is that I destroyed your yajna? Why did I do that? So then he says, tathapi iti, so lobha kopadi abhavepi. Although you are free from anger, greed, etc., but still you give punishment for protecting dharma and controlling the wicked people. That's the purpose of your giving punishment. So you do not have any personal vendetta, personal anger, but for the goodness of society and also the person. So like the state government also does that. So he said, Pita gurustvam jagatam adhisho duratya kala upatta dandaha hitaya swechhatanubhi samihase manam vidhunvan jagadisha maninam. So he says that you are like the father, so very compassionate. Pita means one who protects, one who nourishes. Palanat Pita. And Gurustvam, you are also the Guru, the teacher. So you give wisdom, you give knowledge, you give good instructions. And you are also Adhisha, you are also the maintainer, you are also the manager, administrator. And therefore, you are like time, which is very difficult to transgress, and upatta danda. So kalaha upatta danda. So you accept the danda in the form of management, Anybody who has to do management has to have little power. Otherwise, how will you manage? Nobody listens to you. How will you manage? So therefore, you are like Duratya Kala, cannot be controlled by anything. So hitaya swechhatanubhi samihase, and you act through various bodies for the welfare of humanity. And manam vidhunvan jagadisha maninam, and those who think that they are the rulers of the world, Jagadish, then you smash their pride, as he did for Indra, because Indra is a very powerful post. You think he is just an ordinary person, but he is the master of 3 worlds. So he has a lot of powers, and therefore he can become very proud. So he says that you control their pride, or you destroy their pride, and this is how you do welfare to them. So he does welfare in different ways. Krishna is doing welfare to us. He is supplying our needs for survival. Although we are polluting the water, air, everything, but still he is supplying. And he gives also good instructions, as in Bhagavad Gita and Bhāgavatam to Uddhava 11th Canto, so that we can live, or we can at least learn how to live here in this material world and not remain foolish and waste our life. Mogham partha sajivati. So he lives in vain. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartati aghayor indriyaramu. So that person's life is just agha, means forbidden acts, the activities which should not be performed, and indriya aram, taking pleasure in the senses, which basically there is no pleasure. Because what is pleasure? Just type of knowledge, isn't it? When you eat something nice, so what happens? You only get knowledge of the taste, right? Nothing more. And that's what pleases you. So that's all. People are crazy after that. Suffering is also a type of knowledge. Enjoying is also just, so it is just gyan. Just like we say that devatas are called grhana bhaksha, means they eat by smelling. Or sometimes we say that Krishna eats by drishti bhoga, just by looking at it. But we don't even eat by smelling or by looking. We only eat. Eating means enjoying. We only enjoy just by the senses and awareness of the taste. Oh, this is a good taste. Because the object is not touching you at all. Goes into body, that's all. But you are not the body, you are not in touch with body. You only get some sensation in the mind. That's all is enjoyment. So that's what you call as bhoga. So that's why he says that these people, they are ignorant, and to give them instructions, Guru. So Krishna is Guru, he teaches. Yahi sansparsja bhoga dukhyone evate. Adyantavanta konte nate shuram te buddha. Only the problem is that who is taking the instruction? Krishna can say it, and you can also say it. You can also repeat the sloka, memorize. But who actually follows that? So he is doing welfare to us by giving us instruction, by giving us our necessities, and Jagtam Adhisho, also managing this world, and also giving some punishment when you don't listen. So therefore he comes in various forms. Swechaya, Swechatanu bhi samihase hitaya. So with your various forms you act for the welfare of people, his devotees. And manam vidhunvan jagadisha maninam. But those who are proud, who think who are the Lord and Master, he destroys their pride. So, commentary. Dharma gopana khala nigrahabhyam purnasya parmeshwarasya mama kim phalam. So Krishna is posing a question to Indra that you say that I protect dharma and I restrain or control the wicked people. So what is my benefit from that? I am Parmeshwara, I am complete in myself. What is that I gain? If somebody does something, that person does it because he wants to achieve something from that. So phal vyapari or dhatu, ashrayatu tinga smrita. Every dhatu, every action, every kriya, even according to Vyakaran, has got some phala, some result. And you want result of action, means you do not have that. But if he is complete, if he is fulfilled in himself, then why does he act like that? So this is the question being posed here. Iti chet jagatam mangalam eva ityaha pitati. So he says that Krishna acts only for the good of the world. Polite, modest, humble. And that's why Krishna says tadvidhi pranipate pariprasnena. So pranipata means bow down. So khala is person who does not bow down, who is proud, very arrogant. So you cannot give instruction to such a person. So therefore Krishna has another way of giving instruction to them, because he is beyond everybody. So therefore it says for them you have anushasana, you rule over them. Tesu jagdisha manishu api madhye aham ati adhama. So this word Jagdish Manina was used in the previous sloka also. Manam vidhunvan Jagdish Manina. Because this is the central theme of his prayer. That he was thinking he is very powerful person, controller, and he was very proud. So he is now submitting that to Krishna, that I am not like that. I understand. So therefore he brings this word again, Jagdish Manina. So he says there are many people who think they are Jagdish. Brahma may think, Shiva may think, other devas may also think. I also thought, he said. He says, among all these people who think themselves as the master of the universe, I am the lowest. Ati Vadama. So that is also taking another pride, that among them also I am the supreme. So teshu jagdish manishu api madhye aham ati adhama ityaha madvidhascha te agyascha iti. So he says madvidha agya. So people like me who are just foolish. So he understands that he is not alone. That's why he is the best. Otherwise, if he is alone, how can he be the best? So he is using plural. That there are many people who are like me, but I am the worst among them. So why is that? He says, Ajnanadapi upaganat. So if some book have upamanat, it should be upaganat. So upaganatvad aham ati agya iti bhava. So he says there are people who are ignorant and they think that I am actually the Jagdish. Because Indra, Swaha, this, they pray obeisances, they pour oblations for them to get their blessing. So yepi anna devata bhakta yajante vidhi purvakam. So they worship them. So he says, out of ignorance, then they recite prayers to us. Like I am praising you, they also come and praise me out of ignorance. And then I become proud more. He is praising. So this is what he means by Agya. That I am so ignorant. So, what is that? Ustravarha khara sanstuta purusha pashu. Person who are praised by someone who is like an ass, a camel, etc. So he is very proud. Among the animals, he is the big animal. So he says, I am like that. So kale bhaya kale api yatha adhunaiva ativrishto abhayam bhayam aganiyantam vikshe. But you are not afraid of anything. Even when some time calamity comes, it doesn't affect you. So just now I observed it myself that such heavy rain came, but you remain fearless. You do not care at all. You do not become fearful. You do not budge from your place. You are smiling and happy. So when I saw this, then I dropped my pride. So this is one way of making other person drop the pride. That you can do whatever you want to do, there is nothing you can harm. Yadva na jane prabhurayam mam kidrisham dandeshyati iti swasya bhayam bhayetum viksha. So this kale abhayam can also be read as kale bhayam. So one meaning is that he gave up his pride when he saw Krishna, was fearless. Other meaning is that he gave up his pride because when he realized Krishna is nothing happened to him, he became fearful that now in due course of time he will punish me. So that is kale bhayam. That's another meaning. So I do not know what kind of punishment my Lord will give me. So this is my fear. After seeing this, I gave up the pride that I am the master. So tanmadam jagdishwar tvam madam tyaktva aryanam tvad bhaktanam margam bhajanti. So I accepted the path of the Arya. So you see the word Arya is mentioned here in Bhāgavatam. It's there also in Bhagavad Gita, Anarya Justam Asvargam Akirtikaram Arjuna. So Aryan came from where? Russia to India. That's what they say, many theories are there. Came from Eastern Europe somewhere. So Arya's devotee. They came from there, there should be at least one devotee. That all the devotees came to Vrindavan. So Arya, he says, is your devotee, they are the Arya. Arya means, it comes from the root Ri, Ri Gatau Dhatu. Means those who are progressing on the path of spirituality, they are called Arya. And those who are not, they are called Anarya. So therefore, Anarya Justam Asvargyam Akirti Karma. How is that you are following the path of the Anaryas? Because this will not take you to Swarga, Asvargyam, not bring you Kirti. So that is meaning of the word Arya. Margam Bhajanti, they take to the path of bhakti or the path of the devotees. Gatasmaya Nashtagarva, their pride is destroyed. Atastavayam Govardhan Dharana Lila Eva Khalanam Asmakam Anushashanam Danda. So he is very clever, Indra. So earlier he says that you have Upatta Danda, right, in the previous verse. He says Durutya Kala Upatta Danda, that you have the danda, you have the rod to punish. So which means that Indra will get some punishment. So he says that you have destroyed my pride, this itself is punishment. So you don't have to give any more punishment. That is the Vyanjana. That is the suggested meaning. That please don't punish me more. I already got the punishment. So therefore he says, for a khala, for a wicked person like me, lifting Govardhan hill itself was a punishment. That was my punishment. Right? This was a leela for you and a punishment for me. Svatvam mamashwarya madaplutasya kritagasaste vidusha prabhavam kshantum prabhotharhasi mudha-chetasho mevam punarbhunamatiri shame sati. So he says that, O Isha, O Lord, arhasi shantum prabhu. O Lord, O Master, it behooves you to pardon me. Who am I? Says Svatvam Mam Ashwarya Mada Plutas. So I was completely drowned in the pride of my Ashwarya opulence. Pluta, you know? You have Vamana, then you have Trivikrama, and then you have Pluta. Right? So this Pluta means big jump. So Ashwarya Mada Plutasya, that completely drowned in the pride of Ashwarya. And Kritagasha, therefore, and Avidusha. Why is that? Because I am ignorant, not knowing. And therefore, Kritagasha means I have committed offense to you. So not knowing your prabhava, your greatness, your prowess, I was proud. Because if I know your glories, then how can I be proud? If we remember Krishna, how great he is, how can we become proud? If you just think of Mahavishnu, who is so much removed from Krishna, that universes are coming from the pores of his body. Jagadandanatha, Loma Vilaja Jagadandanatha. From the pores of his body, one universe comes from one pore of the body. Tava sahajika karunyat jagatam madhye ye dharmikaha teshu tvam pita. So in this material world, those who are dharmic people, means those who follow dharma, those who follow the instructions of Bhagavan, then you are naturally compassionate on them. You are like a father to them. So, Pita yatha putrasya dehadvaye vatsala. So, what does father do? Father takes care of the two bodies of the child. Which are the two bodies? You have one body or two body? Or no body?
It is also considered second body.
So it says Dehadva means gross body and subtle body. So this means that father should take care not only of the gross body but also the subtle body, which is a problem these days. The parents may take care of the gross body, they supply food, cloth, place to live. But what about the mind? So mind can go to hell. But which is more important, the gross body or the subtle body? Subtle body is more important. And that is neglected by the parents. So therefore, Rishabdev said, Pitana sasyat. Should not become father. Guru na sasyat. So don't become father if you cannot take care of the subtle body. So all these samskaras which existed in the past in Hindu culture was to take care of the subtle body. It's very important because samskaras go beyond the gross. And gross is functioning because of the subtle. So therefore he makes this point. He says, Tvam pita, tesu tvam pita yatha putrasya dveha dvaye vatsala. So just as the father is vatsala, is affectionate to the gross and subtle body of the son or daughter. And Guru yatha shishyasya jivatmani vatsala. And Guru is also compassionate, but not for the gross or subtle body, but for the Atma. Which is important. Because Guru is for the spiritual progress. So therefore he says that you are also Guru. Pita Gurustvam and Jagtam Adhisha. Adhisha tattad dukkha trana sukha pradana samartha. So Adhisha or controller or supervisor means that you can give protection from the suffering which can come from the subtle body, gross body, and can grant happiness. Yetu khalaha. So what about other people who are not dharmika? Because there are two types of people in the material world, right? So Daiva and Asura. Daubhut sarge loke asmin. Daiva asura evacha. So Daiva Vishnu Bhakta. So devotees are Daiva and other are Asura. Anya Asura Smrita. So first are these ones for whom he is father, who is Guru and Adhisha. So for the Khala, it says Teshu Tvam Duratteyo Durvara Kalas. So for them you are like the time. Time I am. Kaloham. To destroy. So Duratya means that you cannot transgress it. Krishna uses this word for Maya, right? Mama Maya Duratyaya. Duratya means you cannot jump over it and take a ride. It's not possible. So Saiva Upatta Danda, so you are like that time, having a rod in your hand. Danda Pradhanenaiva Tachodhaka ityartha. So that danda is also not to trouble, but this is how you purify them. So these Khala people, they are purified only by punishment. That's their purification, because that is the only language they understand. Right? So there used to be a saying in the past, spare the rod, spoil the child. So danda means rod of chastisement. So he has this rod of chastisement to fix people who don't understand the language of love. So then this comes. Ata ubhayasham hitayeva ichchatanubhi swechhamaya avtari samihase chestase. Therefore you always act for the welfare of both. Because Krishna is beyond any love or hate, not material love or but material hatred. He works for the good of everybody. But what is good for one may not be good for another. So just like in the family, if there are few children, then mother knows that this diet is good for this child, this diet is good for this child. Some child may not have good fire appetite, other has strong appetite. So she gives food accordingly. She is not discriminating, but she knows that what is salubrious, what is wholesome for one, and what is wholesome for the other. So similarly, Krishna, sometimes his mercy comes like hot sauce, as they say. Sometimes it comes as sweet chutney. So both ways. So it is for this reason that he accepts different types of avatars. Swechhatanubi, Swechamaya avatari. So sometimes as Nrsimhadev, sometimes as Lord Ramchandra. Tava samiha lila eva. Your samiha, your action, your activities are just a play for you. So Putana vadhadika, dushta samharika, shishta palika chaityartha. So whether you kill people like Putana, killing the wicked people, or you protect those who are saintly, both are your lila. Yetu adhikrita bhakta brahmadya twaddattayat kinchid aishwaryeneva matta bhavanti teshamapi madnirasini twallila eva tyah manamiti. And then there are people who are neither sticking to, or they are dharmic people, they are not asuras, but sometimes these dharmic people can also become proud. So then you destroy their pride, as you did for Brahma. So he says Brahma is your devotee, but he has also Aishwarya. He has got a lot of power. So then he came and also caused disturbance, stole the calves and the boys. So then you fix their pride. And same you did to me, referring to himself. So this is the meaning of the last line. Ye madvidhagya jagadish manina stvam viksha kale bhayamasut tanmadam hittvare margam prabhajante apasmayaha iha khalanam api te nushasanam. So then he is giving his own example, that those people who are like me, ignorant, ye madvidha agya jagadisha manina, who consider themselves as Jagadish. So this tendency is there in people to think of themselves as supreme, as ruler, as master, controller. This nature, material nature is there, especially because of the Rajaguna. So then, Tvam Viksha Kalo Abhim Ashu Tanmadam. So by seeing you, Kale Abhayam, that although so many problems were created for you, but you are fearless. So then people like me who who is foolish to think I am the Lord and I created trouble for you. But then I saw that it had no effect on you. So then they give up their pride, tanmadam hitva arya margam bhajanti. Then they take to the path of the Aryans, of the devotees. And apasmaya, because their smaya means pride, that pride has been lost. And iha khalanam api tenu shasanam. So your activities, such as you did the activity of lifting Govardhan hill, then it is also an instruction to people, wicked people like me. So you give instruction to your devotees who are peaceful, and also to khalas, to wicked people, but different ways of instructing. So not easy to instruct a khala, because you can only instruct somebody who is body, that is Mahavishnu. Out of these billions and trillions of universes, we are in one universe, in one small little place. In the body also we are not the full body. There also we are little tiny somewhere in one corner, and we become proud. How much ignorance is that? Can you measure the ignorance? How ignorant we are. Indra is so great, he is saying, I am avidusha, I am ignorant, what to speak of us. So, and then we think that Krishna is small, what is he? Can make fun of him. So that is, he says, Krita Agasa, I have offended you because of this pride. And Kshantum Prabhavat Arhasi Mudha Chetasa. You please pardon me because Mudha Chetasa. I am confused person, I am bewildered. Chetasa, Mudha means deluded. Chetasa is mind, I am deluded mind. I am lost. So, please pardon me. This is my request to you. So, mavam punarbhu matirisa mayasati. But actually what happens that if you pardon somebody, if you forgive somebody, then that does not guarantee that that person will not again do the same thing. Generally it is seen that somebody does something wrong to you, you forgive that person, then that gives him little more power to do it again. Right? Somebody does some nice performance on the stage, people say once more. Right? So this happens that people commit offense or do something wrong, and some great person forgives, pardons, then that person does it again. Because the heart is not purified. The same heart which made this person act wrongly is still there, unless one really does self-study, self-introspection, and tries to rectify oneself, which generally does not happen. People don't change. Changing is a little tough job. Trying to change others, trying to preach to others, right? That is easy. But to preach to yourself, that what are you doing? Where do you stand? After so many years of treading this path of bhakti, where have you reached? So this is very important if we are serious. We are only focusing on others' problems, others' mistakes, others' flaws. What is the gain? So this is how we remain in the same rut, boat tied to the anchor. and we keep on rowing it. It's a lot of movement, but don't go anywhere. So that's why it is difficult to change. Change is very difficult. Unless one is determined, it doesn't happen. And that determination does not come unless we get a quanta of light in our head. So that's what he was saying, that I am avidusha. So he is very intelligent, Indra, therefore he prays to him that not that you just forgive me and I go back and then I will again do the same mistake, which he actually did. He will do that again. When Krishna personally went with Satyabhama to return the earrings of Aditi, Indra's mother, then he wanted to take one plant from there. What is the problem? In garden there are so many parijata trees, he takes one, what is the problem? So then Indra was ready to fight. He actually came to fight with. It is the same Indra, not that it was a kalpa bheda or anything like that. It is the same person. So that means the person did not change. Because change happens when you sincerely want it. But at least he is saying it. People make statements, but they don't mean it. Right? People say, Prabhu, I am your servant, your humble servant. But is it really true that you are humble servant? I am very fallen. Really? So, saying is one thing and feeling it in one's heart is another thing. When you actually feel it, you don't say it. When somebody is saying it, that is a good sign that it's not true. Because many times what we say is just the opposite of what we are thinking inside. It's kind of balance we create. Inside we think one and outside we speak just the opposite, so you remain balanced. Otherwise you will go off balance and you will start changing. But this is how you remain unchanging. Because Atma does not change, right? And we are identifying with the body, so why should body change? Why should mind change? Body is changing by time. No one can stop it. But mind is closer to Atma, so we hold on to that. Please don't change. I am not changing, why you are changing? So we play many tricks like that at the psychological level. Indra is also doing that here. So, but he is at least saying it. Sometimes we don't even say it. He says, Mavam punarabhun matir esha meyasati. He says, O Lord, let me not again make this kind of mistake which I did. Once is enough. So I should not have this impure mind, asati mati. So I should not have that. So Sri Vishnath, he comments, Nanu Govardhan dharnena vrajasya raksham eva karvam natu tav dandam. So Sri Krishna is asking him that why do you say that by lifting Govardhan I punished you? His lifting Govardhan was a punishment to Indra. Indra is saying that by lifting Govardhan you gave me punishment. So Krishna is asking, that is very strange. I have not studied this kind of logic yet. Can you tell me what is the logic? What is the correlationship? So he says, I protected Vraja from your rain and hailstorm and wind by lifting Govardhan. So where was the punishment involved in that? Krishna is not that he immediately becomes floating in the air by hearing the prayers and then doesn't pay attention what he's saying. He says, what are you saying? What does it mean? He's listening carefully and questioning back. So tav dandantu sampratam vyavastam ahuya samichinataya eva karishyami. He says, don't worry, I have not punished you. Punishment will come now. I am going to call Yamaraj. He will take care of you. He says, that's what I did for protecting my devotees and my cows. The punishment part is remaining. So Indra thought, if this happens, I am finished. So thinking this in his mind already, intelligent people are those who can read the mind of the other person and say something which you are going to say beforehand. So he's already planned his statements. So then he speaks. So, iti ashankya mahabhaya vibhala aha. So thinking that Krishna is going to actually now give me punishment, he became full of fear and then speak this verse. Sa prasiddha pita cha guruscha ata kripalutvat kshama sindhutvat cha aishwarya mad sindho plutasya nimagnasya ateva tav prabhavam avidusho ajanata mama paradham kshantu. So Satvam, so this Satvam is a very special usage in Sanskrit. Sa means he, Tvam means you. Can you use both for one person? Can you use the second person and third person for the same person? Either you say you or you say he. So he is saying that Sa Tvam. So this is a type of construct used in Sanskrit when you want to speak of something which is known or well known something. Sa, that you. Which that you? That which I said in the previous verse, that you are Pita, you are Guru. That you. Means that you who are my father, who are my Guru, you please forgive. That you. That is the. So therefore it says Sa prasiddha. Sa means the well known. What well known? Pita cha guruscha, who is father and also Guru. Ataha kripalutvat. And because you are father, you are Guru, what is the quality of father and Guru? They are very gracious, compassionate, merciful, kripalu. So then what? Forgive me, pardon me. So kshama sindhutva. So you are an ocean of kshama, tolerance. Kshama means that you are very tolerant. So Aishwarya, so you are one type of ocean, I am another type of ocean. You are the ocean of tolerance and I am drowned in the ocean of pride. Completely nimagna. So plutasya, pluta. So pluta means dive. Like you go on a swimming pool and they have sometimes from very high you jump, dive, that is, and you take a plop. Like you also make that sound, that is the pluta sound.
The dive is smooth.
So it is in Sanskrit the word is also sounding like that. So he says, I am a pluta, I am drowned in that, means I am so proud. Atev tav prabhavam avidusho. And if somebody is proud, he cannot understand another person. So therefore I do not understand your glory, your greatness, your prowess. And then what is the effect of that? I committed offense. So mama paradham kshantu marasi. But since you are very kripalu, you are very gracious, please forgive my aparadha, offense. Yato mudha chetasha. I am foolish. I am like an animal. Pasu svabhavasya. Pashur hi swamina datta danda praharopi kshanantare tameva paradham karoti. So what is the quality of the pashu? That some dog is there, he comes inside, you tell him get out, he goes away, after 2 minutes he comes back. He doesn't think that I got chased away 5 minutes ago I should not go, at least today. No. So they are like that. Mosquito, right? Comes to you, you shoo away the mosquito, again comes back, fly. Do that. So he says, I am also like that. So master punishes, after some time they do the same thing. So aham danda pradanena na sodhanam arhami. So therefore simply punishing me will not purify me. He is very cleverly telling me that I am like an animal. So I made a mistake. You can punish me, but that won't purify me. So instead of punishing me, you purify my heart. Don't give me punishment. That's what he's saying. So kintu kripaya tatha mam shodhe atha me moodha chetastvam nashyati. So therefore you bless me in such a way that my foolishness goes away. I become alert, I become devoted, so that I don't make this mistake again. So etaccha nati shuddhena chetsa prarthitam iti jayam. So he says this prayer of Indra is not done with a very pure heart, means very sincere heart. He's doing it more like a formality. Why? Because tvam viksha kalo bhayam iti ukter akshamataya eva tadanugate. So he says, because my pride went away when I saw you are fearless. So I will forget it after some time and I'll do the same thing. It also happens, right? You see somebody, some person's greatness, this, that, after some time you forget, don't remember. So therefore you will make the same mistake. So ataha punah parijata haranadau api vismarishyate iti Vaishnava question. Therefore Jiva Goswami is citing Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami says that the proof of this, that he did not pray with sincere heart, is that he will again offend Krishna and Krishna will go to Swargaloka and he will uproot the Parijata tree. So this is the end of the commentary and we'll stop here if there is any question on this. Okay, Sandeep.
So in this sixth shloka commentary, it was said that the father takes care of the subtle body, but the samskaras are required from many previous lifetimes. So how taking care of the subtle body, like how is it taken care of?
By creating new samskaras. Suppose you have disease for last 50 years or 20 years or 15 years, don't you take care of it? Or you say, well, it has been there for a long time, I don't do anything.
So by imparting instruction or by example or?
Yeah, by everything. By teaching, instructing, educating, sometimes by chastising. Bhushan.
Pranams, I have a question Indra's prayer in the ninth verse doesn't seem to make much sense to me, because in the sixth verse he says you are the Guru, you are the Lord of everything and so on. If this is the case, then why does he not say, and he says that whatever you do is good for everyone. So in that case, why does he not just fall at his feet and say, you can do whatever you want with me, or if you want to punish me, feel free to punish me, or why is he trying to manipulate him into not punishing him? He would have just said, do whatever you want with it, because he has already said, you are the Guru, you are the Lord of everyone.
That's what Jiva Goswami says, that this prayer is not done with a very pure heart. That's the answer. Aditya.
Babaji, I have a question on verse 6 on this term Jagatam Gatisho. So in the commentary, could you please translate again what Atishas Tattad Dukkatrana Sukha Pradhan Samartha means?
Means capable of protecting from suffering and capable of giving happiness.
Okay. So I think my confusion came from when describing Krishna as sort of the maintainer or manager, because I guess when we had talked about Bhakti Sandarbha that Bhagavan is like unable to empathize with like material suffering, right? I guess the confusion is that when you say that someone is a manager or maintainer, it makes it sound like as if Bhagavan himself is managing the affairs of everyday happenings in the world.
No, here it is specifically talking about devotees. For devotees, he takes personal interest. He's not indifferent to that. The example is right here. He protected the Vrajvasis. So, Dukkhatrana, he protected them from the suffering and gave them happiness. So, with devotees, he does that. That being indifferent is for non-devotees, because also non-devotees do not want any interference from him.
Right.
Anything else? Yeah.
So, when Indra was saying to the Lord that, don't punish me, but purify me so that I don't do it again. Okay, so seems that when Indra was saying to the Lord that don't punish me and just give me the opportunity not to do it again, means purifying me, no? It looks like a good proposal, because it means that he doesn't want to do it again. But actually, to me, it looks more that he was doing it out of fear, not out of the real interest, not to be an offender again.
So what is the question?
The question is like, there was a kind of duplicity then in that.
Yeah, I mean, why everybody is bringing the same point when we have already said it?
Yeah.
We already said it in commentary.
Okay.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur himself said it.
So then the real way to become free from pride is to be sincere and just surrender to the Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.